What is going on, guys? Grave here today. I'd like to talk about the Warden changes coming in Update 46 to the Elder Scrolls Online. And of course, I've already gone over several of the other classes in some past videos, so if you have not checked those out, give those a look. Now, when it comes to the Warden, there was a pretty good bit of changes, and we did have one change yesterday. Of course, the second week of the public test server is live as of yesterday, so there is one change that they added into the Warden. Not really a big, game changer or anything, but we'll go over that here in just a second. Now, when it comes to animal companions, bond with nature, they increase the healing from this passive to 765 and 1530, up from 630 and 1260. For flourish, they increase the magic and stamina granted from this passive to 10 and 20, up from 6 and 12. Advanced species increase the critical damage granted from the passive 2 and 5 per animal companion ability slotted, up from 2 and 4. For green balance, nature's gift, they increase the magic or stamina restored from this passive to 138 and 277, up from 125 and 250. Emerald moss, they increase the healing done by the green balance abilities to 2 and 5 per green balance ability slotted, up from 1 and 2. And lotus flower, they decrease the healing done from fully charged heavy attacks from this ability and its morphs to be 2.3 times stronger than the light attack value rather than 3 times stronger, resulting in a 23% healing reduction. Winter's Embrace, for Glacial Storm, the Northern Storm, they reduce the damage per tick of this ultimate by 33.3%, repeating, of course, now grants 2% damage done per stack rather than 50 weapon and spell damage. They increase the duration of the stack to 12 seconds per application, up from 5, resulting in a total duration of 20 seconds, up from 13. Frozen Gate, they updated the ability and its morphs to perform on the server while also making sure they pull eligible targets more responsibly. Frozen Retreat. This morph synergy should no longer remove itself in multiple areas where stacked in the same spot. Glacial Presence, this passive now increases your chance of applying the chill status effect by 125 and 250, up from 100 and 200. They adjusted the scaling of the damage done bonus to 10.55 of the higher or the higher of your weapon or spell damage, rather than 10% of your weapon and spell damage and 1% of your max magic or stamina. Frozen Armor, they increase the armor granted from the passive to 620 and 1240 per Winter Embrace ability slotted, up from 445 and 990. Icy Aurora, the passive now causes the attackers in melee range to receive a stack of Winter's Bite for 1, 5, and 3 seconds, up from 5 stacks max. Attackers at 5 stacks are afflicted with major maim for 1.5 and 3 seconds. The passive no longer reduces the effectiveness of snares against you by 7 and 15%. Piercing Cold, the passive now increases your frost damage by 5 and 10%, and the amount of damage you block by 4 and 8% permanently. The changes from the previous effect were whenever you deal frost damage, you gain Piercing Cold for 6 seconds, which increases the amount of damage you can block by 6 and 12% if your max health is above 30,000, or increase your damage done by 4 and 8% if you did not. Now, there was one change yesterday, like I said, to the Warden in the second week of the public test server, and that is for Winter's Embrace and Arctic Wind. Polar Wind, they increase the self-healing over time. This ability by 11.1%, reduce the healing of the ally target portion of this ability by 33%. The ally target heal no longer applies a heal over time. So that was the one change in yesterday's, or the second week of the public test server yesterday when it was released. Now, when it comes to the Warden, kind of like some of the other classes I've gone over, we've already talked about, of course, the Sork. We've talked about the Templar, DK, of course, the Nightblade. The Nightblade and the Templar seem to get the biggest buffs. Now, they have already made some changes to the Nightblade in the second week of the test server that nerfed it just a bit. I still feel like overall the DK, the Sork, the Warden really didn't get a lot here compared to, like I said, what the Templar and the Nightblade did. And I don't really know exactly how all this is going to play out. Of course, you're gonna have to kind of wait until you get your hands on it to start testing things and seeing things for yourself. You know, some people may not like a change to one thing, and some people may like it. You know, it just kind of depends on your play style and how you would like to use it. But overall, I still see, of course, the Warden being a grand choice for healing. I'm really going to be interested in seeing how healing works now. I mean, healing is going to be a different thing. You used to have Templar healers, Warden healers, Necro healers. You know, I have a healer with everything, or every class, even Nightblade healers. Now you're going to be able to combine those classes. So you can combine the Warden, the Nightblade, and maybe the Templar together, and make an incredible healer. I think it's going to break down to, instead of having, for me personally anyway, instead of having, you know, just that one class where I have a Warden healer and then I have a Templar healer, where I may have a true healer for, you know, dungeons or trials, then I may have more of a healer that buffs, the people that you're with, or I may have a healer that's, you know, doing, you know, more ultimate regen for the group. I think you're going to be able to build different things here, and that's kind of still where I see the Warden. I still see the Warden being definitely viable. Every class is viable in ESO. I still see it being a good class for damage, for, you know, mag or stam, or even tanking. But overall, from everything they have done so far, I think healing is still where the Warden is definitely going to stand out. Leave me a comment with your thoughts, and of course, if you like the video, hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.